Xenotransplants. The process of harvesting genetically modified animals to create human organs is definitely a controversial subject. Some say it's a revolutionary procedure. Others say it violates all ethical principles. Who's right? Let's dive in. First, we need to talk about the scientific principles behind this procedure. So it's science time. Scientists need to first find animals that contain our human organs. That would be pigs, as they have similar anatomy, are abundant in numbers, and can be tailored to different organs. In order for pigs to grow human organs, we need to edit their DNA. We start off incurring a double-strand break, a DSB. This is done by focal enzymes, which dimerizes and cleaves the DNA strands. They then edit the DNA using homologous recombination, which is applied in many different ways, including pronuclear and cytoplasmatic microinjection, somatic cell nuclear transfer, and viral transduction of DNA. Alternatively, they can use CRISPR, which creates complementary RNA instead of DNA. This method is preferred due to the sheer efficiency and ability to make multiple edits at once. Alright, science time over. It sounds like magic. Editing DNA to create human organs would save so many lives. I mean, there are some complications that people will need to take into account. The first one being host rejection. When the foreign organ enters, the body will sometimes reject the organ. It will start attacking the organ, leading to organ failure and death if not detected. Some types of rejection are hyperacute rejection, delayed xenograft rejection, acute cellular rejection, and chronic rejection. But don't worry, this can be prevented with immunosuppressants and careful monitoring, which are common in normal organ transplants. Unfortunately, the immunosuppressants are make the body unable to fight against complication number 2, viral infection. Now, the pigs are kept in a sterile environment, so normal viral infection is rare. But pigs also have rhinoviruses, which are part of the pig genome, and if you try to remove rhinoviruses from the genome one at a time, they will regenerate. Fortunately, CRISPR allows for multiple DNA edits at once, so chances of viral infection from a xenotransplant are quite low. So xenotransplants are perfectly safe and ready to be practiced, right? No! From Jurassic Park, your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could that they didn't think to stop if they should. The ethical concerns about harvesting genetically modified animals to grow human organs are plentiful. There are many perspectives you can view this issue from, so let's go through them one at a time. There are two main schools of thought in ethics, deontological and consequentialist. And as a word ethics, well, that's the point. Let's go to deontological first. Deontological ethics is only the consideration of actions, and if that action is ethically okay. Their argument is that humans are playing God and creating something unnatural. They're very vague on what something natural is, and their argument is generally considered invalid. Just because malaria is natural doesn't mean it's good. Let's look at the other school of thought. Consequentialism. Their ethics are the result of the action, and if that action benefits more than it takes away. There are 4 different branches I need to get through, so I'll be quick. Anthropocentrism individual, which is viewing the effects from the patient itself. There are a lot of problems here. 1, we don't know enough about xenotransplants to ensure it's safe. 2, a catch-22, the immunosuppressants that patients usually take make the patient more susceptible to viruses. aka not good. 3, informed consent to this procedure can't become obligatory. And 4, patients can't live a normal life as they need to go to many checkups and may need to be isolated due to the chance of disease. Yeah, pretty bad. Anthropocentrism collective, which is viewing the effects from society. There are less problems, just the fact that there's a much higher chance for a new epidemic to occur, and the altruistic organ donations would practically disappear. Not that bad. Biocentrism animal rights, which is viewing the effects from an animal's perspective. Obviously, this is not good. We're essentially reducing animals to a tool that we can use to fix problems, which they are not, and that animals would need to be held in captivity for viruses. So essentially animal cruelty. And finally, biocentrism animal welfare, which is viewing the effects from how animals can be used for humans. They believe in justified cruelty. If the benefit is more than the suffering, it's okay. And they have problems with this. Their procedure is unnatural, and being natural is very important to them. Animals will need to be held in captivity, which is unnatural. And it goes against the 3 R's, reduction, replacement, and refinement. This procedure uses more animals than necessary, which is not good. Yeah, not good. Like, at all. But that's just theory. Maybe other parties want this to happen. Let's review them. Patients would probably want life-saving treatments to save their life, and animals probably wouldn't want to be harvested for organs. Those are simple, but there are others. Society would definitely appreciate how these procedures can save lives, but definitely wouldn't appreciate the animal cruelty and the ethical concerns of this procedure. People related to the patient would want the patient to live, obviously, but there's a chance of contracting the virus with contact. And businesses would like to profit off the procedure, make technological advancements, although they may not want to deal with the ethical concerns that this procedure has. We can look at the scales to see every perspective. As you can see, patients and related people would probably recommend the procedure. Companies would be on the fence, and society and animals wouldn't recommend it. It's pretty balanced, as this issue is very ethically complex. And finally, let's compare the actions that can be done with this procedure. We can either allow it or ban it. Let's review each. Fully allowing the procedure would mean allowing for people to use this procedure in any case. There are some benefits to this. It allows for more testing on this procedure and saves more lives when this procedure is successful. Notice the when successful though. There's not a high success rate for this procedure, along with many other negatives. How it establishes the procedure as safe, when it's usually not, scrutiny for ethical concerns of animal cruelty, possible epidemic of new virus, and the loss of good faith organ donation. Essentially an ethical disaster. What about fully banning the procedure? It seems pretty sensible of all the cons of allowing it. It stops animal cruelty and a possible epidemic. But it also prevents lives from being saved this procedure. You miss 5% of the shots you don't take. And it stops development of this procedure that could become established. I wish there was a better way for this procedure to be regulated, but still available. Wait, I have an idea! Using it as an experimental procedure. It keeps the option open for people to use the procedure while not fully endorsing it. It allows for more testing and saves more lives, while saving more animals from unnecessary cruelty and creating less exposure to viruses. In fact, other weird procedures have been used in this way, by only using it as a last resort. Round spermatid injection and ventilator doubling are examples of these weird procedures that can possibly save patients in a crisis. It would be a compromise of both options to use the procedure though, so it is ethically complex. As for what I would choose in the position, I don't really know. The unregulation of fully allowing it seems scary. The restrictiveness of banning it seems wrong. And the experimental procedures take cons from both actions. So I want to ask you this. Which do you value more?